between different countries.
Yeah, our solidarity is
Yes,
really
yeah,
strong.
yes,
But
yes.
sometimes our neighbors want to know our business.
That's a world problem. That's not just an Indonesian problem.
Sometimes. But yeah, it's still good to know each other, right?
Yes, yes.
See, where we live, we don't live in a city. We live in the country area. So, and we have our community is fantastic. We have that, but we are spread out. You know, where you have to have 100 acres of land to build a house.
And our nearest neighbour, he lives a kilometre away. So we live out in the farm. He's at the farm. Yeah.
So we rely on our community because of danger, fires, all those sorts of things and problems. Anything we need the community there, and so we have a great community, and it's quite different to living in Sydney.
But I mean, your challenge as young people is when you're going into different communities around the world. Like we've just said with your road system, it's something that we just don't know how it works, but it does. You're going to find similar things in other countries. You're going to think, oh, why are they doing it this way? And you just basically just got to accept it. Because they ain't going to change. You're the ones who've got to change.
Yeah, can try anything.
Yeah, maybe some of us will live in overseas.
Yeah.
So how much longer have you got with your course?
I think
6 months.
6 more months?
6 months.
yes.
6 months.
Yeah.
From the basic English until
Yeah.
can speak English, but sometimes it's not well to speak English. Still
think
try
about the
to
structure.
and the pronunciation.
Well, it's a crazy language, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's not.
And you know, English is spoken differently in different countries.
Yeah.
You know,
Something
like
similar.
Americans speak English different to Australians,
Yeah.
different to British.
Yeah.
The accents are different.
Yeah.
But sometimes because our learner, we mix
Yes.
the pronounce.
Yes.
Yes.
Often, if you're learning English in a foreign country, you'll often probably just learn American English.
Yeah.
You get the Americanisms. Please don't.
It's more easy for us.
Yes.
Yeah, to study English from
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
This one, American language is water. And
Water.
Brit-
Water.
British water.
Water. There's water in
Water,
America.
yeah.
But then our language is water.
It's pretty much water everywhere.
or easier to understand the pronunciation.
How about the food, guys?
Here,
Yeah.
Indonesian food, I mean.
well, see, we eat a lot of Asian influenced food in Australia. I mean, even at home,
Yeah.
we cook very sort of Asianish
Yes,
influences.
See, Australia started off as a British colony. Like in 1788, Australia was discovered by the British, and we still have the British king is still our king in Australia. We're not a republic. We're still a monarchy. But from about the 1970s, we started to get. Before that, 1950s, we got the first wave of Europeans coming in, like the Italians and the Greeks, and so on, came to live in Australia, and then we got the Asian. We got Vietnamese. We got a lot of Vietnamese that live in Australia, and we got a lot of other Asian, a lot of Malaysians, Singaporeans, some Indonesians, and our taste changed from a typical English, steak and vegetables and potatoes meal to more Italian influenced. A lot more pastas and things like that came in, and a lot of Greek food, and then the Asian food, and particularly the Vietnamese had a massive influence of food in Australia, and the Thais. So I suppose our national dishes now are Asian rather than European.
Oh yeah.
But it might be like a roast lamb, but it will have instead of gravy with it, it would be a sort of a Thai sauce.
Thai basil sauce.
Yeah, Thai basil, sort of garlicky lemon.
So Australian is familiar with Asian taste.
Oh yes,
Yes,
totally.
definitely.
Totally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, lots of Thai restaurants. Not so many Indonesian, but lots of Vietnamese.
But most people in Australia would know about nasi goreng.
It's like national.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody knows that food.
Yeah.
So, do you like spicy?
Yes.
Yes.
Your favorite food in Indonesia?
Oh, well, I don't know, because I must say I find nasi goreng a bit dry.
Yeah, different seller, different.
Different taste, yeah.
Yeah.
Different day to cook.
But the satays are good.
Satay.
Yeah, I like that. See, a lot of Indonesian food is rice-based, isn't it? A lot more. You use a lot more rice here in your dishes.
Actually, there
The sauces are not as
two
thin.
kind of satay. The first is from Madura, and the second from Padang. They have different tastes.
In what?
From Madura is like with sauce peanut,
Peanut sauce.
Oh yeah, well that's the
So-
traditional satay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and from
It's
Padang,
satay.
the taste is like
More spicy.
more spicy
Yes.
and little bit.
Like more
Like
aromatic.
barbecue
Yeah, more
sauce.
aromatic.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
good taste.
You must try it.
You must try.
Sate Padang.
Yeah. So consequently, in Australia, most Australians eat Asian-inspired food. Some still eat McDonald's.
And there's
KFC.
you've got Chinese restaurants too. So Chinese, Vietnamese, Thai are probably the predominant Asian.
So it's very common with fish.
Yes, a
Seafood.
lot of seafood. Yes.
Seafood.
Yes. See, we're very fortunate in Australia in that the quality of our food is really, really high. You know, like it's really top quality. You know, like we produce all the vegetables and all the meats, and you know, it's all. We're very fortunate to have
Yeah,
that
that's
high
why
quality.
you guys have a good body.
Yeah.
Feel strong.
Different than us.
Unfortunately, we like food and we probably like too much of it. But so they're the things that you might not have understood about Australia, for example. You know, that we're more Asian than you probably thought we were.
It's far more so than America. You know, like the American food.
It's like junk food or
It's
processed food.
Yes,
It's horrible.
yes.
So yeah, it's quite different, really. But it is much more Asian influenced than anything else these days. I think the three countries that really changed Australia's cuisine was Italy first, and then I guess the Chinese
Yes.
sort of came in, and then it was sort of like the Thai Vietnamese. So it's probably four. Yeah.
But you know, in the big cities like Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, there are Indonesian restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, you can find a lot of Indonesian restaurants.
Yeah, because Australia is like the most destination for Vietnam.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, from Indonesia also.
Yes.
because many Indonesians
Good.
get more salary.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, you can get more money over there, but it costs so much more to be there.
Actually,
That's
it's
the problem.
balanced, still balanced.
The cost of like accommodation and rental in Sydney and the major cities is ridiculous.
Yeah, $1,000 a week, which is how much rupiah? No, it's 10 million. 10 million a week. That's a
It's
pretty
crazy.
standard
It's
rent.
just crazy.
Yeah, in the cities.
Holiday visa.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we've got
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many Indonesian people.
Yeah, and if you, I assume this applies across the board, but if you spend, I can't remember how much longer it is, but there is a, if you opt to go into the country area and work in farms and things like that, you can extend that whole thing from, I think it's nearly 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can stay 2 years. But you've got to do so many months working in the country, in the rural areas, like farms and picking fruit.
Yeah, usually farm and factory.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, because other than that, I think it's only just like a 6-month, 12-month work visa. But again, I mean, you'll get the jobs. There's
plenty of jobs in
but they're not those sort of jobs. Are hardly developing enough money now to rent, even if you can find a rental. That's the
See, probably like here in Indonesia, COVID had a huge impact in Australia. You know, like we talk about life before COVID and life after COVID, because everything changed.
Yeah.
You know, like before COVID, we were Australia was just booming. You know, everything was going well. Everyone had jobs. You know, the prices weren't high. And then COVID happened, and all the businesses closed. And then they started to recover. But, you know, all of a sudden, I'll use Australian dollars, but your $100 bill at the supermarket was now $200. You know, in a matter of a year, and everyone going, "Why is this happening?" You know, but it did, and it hasn't come down.
So, do you guys farmer?
Well, sort of. We're retired. We have olive trees on the farm.
We produce olive oil.
250 olives.
But our neighbours all have cattle, Angus cattle, and they have sheep.
Beef cattle. Not dairy cattle. You know, so they're not milking cows. They just breed them.
For meat to go to the other farm. Or to, you know, not here, but in northern Australia, a lot of the cattle from northern Australia are shipped to Indonesia. You get a lot of Australian cattle.
There's a live cattle. They do send them over live.
On big, huge ships on Darwin. So you you'd probably get a lot of Australian produce in Indonesia.
Yeah, listen.
Not so much this sort of stuff. This is probably made in Indonesia. But certainly, a lot of your fresh vegetables and things would probably come from Australia. Some of it.
Living qualities much better, I think. Because in Indonesia we don't use like the organic vegetables.
Yes. You use a lot of pesticides.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's another thing you've got to stop.
Have a
Because
bad
that's
effect.
really bad for your health.
Because sometimes in Indonesia the vegetable is expensive. Original organic vegetable is expensive in
Well,
Oh, it is in
Yeah.
Australia too. Yeah. And a lot of particularly low-income people in Australia, they can't afford to buy fresh meat, fresh vegetables. They can only buy frozen or canned stuff. So that's pretty similar here too.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to go and have our breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Talking of food.
Hungry.
Thank you so much.
Food is the most important thing.
Yeah, to keep our energy.
How to say important in British accent?
Australian accent.
Australian accent?
Important.
Important for what?
I mean, the accent
The
important.
pronouncing
System.
Australian.
Oh,
How to pronounce it.
Oh, how to pronounce.
Yeah, how to pronounce.
You just need to be clear.
Clear.
You know, it doesn't matter your accent. It's whether someone can understand.
Yeah.
sometimes you might just have to speak a little slower.
Slow.
Really.
Yeah, this is our first time to hear the original
That's
pronounce from
different,
Australia.
yeah.
So it's like
Yes, but as I say, you know, each of the countries has a different accent.
Yeah.
And so someone from New Zealand speaks totally different to someone from Australia. You know, they have a completely different accent. You know, we call it an accent, they call it an accent.
accent.
You know, so they have a different way of speaking. And as a non-English speaker, you won't pick that up. But we do. So you'd probably pick up different dialects from people in different areas of Indonesia. Someone who's from Jakarta probably speaks differently from someone from Surabaya.
Different,
They have different accent.
regions.
Yeah.
So what do you think about our English?
Yeah.
It's
Very good.
Seriously?
Actually, it's almost the best we've heard.
Yeah, no. Only a few things, but then that's my hearing as well. I mean, my hearing's not 100% either. So, but yeah, you speak very well, and
Thank you very much.
and you ask questions that are important to you,
Yeah.
and they're intelligent questions, and you're doing well.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, we still have
English.
the exam in the last month.
Oh,
Actually, this is the last month.
Oh yeah.
We have 2 weeks again to finish the course.
We'll make sure that your examiner is an Australian. You'll be fine. We've just given you a whole heap of accents to think about.
Thank you for your time, sir.
No, you're welcome.
Very well. Continue your breakfast.
We will. No, it's lovely to meet you anyway.
What will you get for it after this? What will you eat after this?
oh, breakfast.
Oh, breakfast. Okay.
Wow. It's usually fruit, coffee,
Yeah, in the morning.
and toast.
Toast.
Yeah, toasted bread.
Perfect combination in the
Yeah.
morning.
In the morning.
But Indonesian people different.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, you
Well, see, in Malaysia too, they have that nasi lemak.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Indonesia, there are the
Hate
name nasi gemuk in Jambi.
Yeah.
Nasi uduk in Java. Yes, the
Common
same taste,
Yeah.
but different name, just different names.
This Indonesian thing, if they don't have rice for breakfast, they
Haven't eaten.
haven't eaten. Yeah.
If you haven't the rice, you haven't eaten.
Just toast, it's not
It's
breakfast.
No, I know.
Just next.
Just
See, for
next.
us, it's a different philosophy altogether. Because our main meal is at night. Yeah, the first meal, the breakfast, is light.
Yeah.
And then you have lunch, which is often a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
And then your main meal at night is where you have, where you would have your nasi goreng or whatever. You don't have it in the.
Yeah, we did it.
No.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Yeah,
Lovely to
lovely to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Enjoy your breakfast.
Yes,
We will.
Enjoy your moment in Indonesia.
Can I just take a photo of all three of you?